Hello, and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So, got a question. Where is that question? Let me get it right. I get this question a lot. I don't think anybody's going to like my answer. Um, if a person has an online, this is from Davian, if a person has an online real estate investment business and lives in Florida, do you know if they would be required to file Form L in the state of Florida in which they live, or could they file in an anonymous state in other states where they have actual real estate? And the answer is it really does not matter, right? An LLC that's filed in any state can do business in any state, right? These are one of the greatest things about the United States of America is that commerce is not limited. The only thing you're going to need to know is that if you want to open a bank account, you better make sure you have all the paperwork you need. So just a primer on how I used to order real estate. Do I have any books? I used to, oh yeah, I have some of these books. I used to, like, for years, I used to order from an attorney these big books, right? I used to order from an attorney in Albany, which is the capital of New York. I get these big books with all these articles of organization, member certificates, man, blah, 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 blah. And I had to wait for it to get filed. And I have hundreds of these books in my other room in storage. I should throw them all out. Um, and I used to order them. I thought that an attorney needed to do it, right? And I used to pay, I forgot how much it was, $400 for each LLC. And the truth is, when I was first operating for first 4 years, from 2013 to 2017, I was got renovating every property. I was taking private money, and I was opening a bank account for every single property because I wanted to segregate the funds. It's a good thing, a little expensive. You have to pay a couple of things here and there, but it was much easier for me to manage the money that was going in and out for that property. Now, at some point, actually, a short sale realtor who completely screwed me over on the deal mentioned that you can order these online. And since then, for years, I've been ordering online. If you want to search on my YouTube channel, I've shown how we do it online. It changed over the years. I showed the new website. So now it's really simple. It's like $200 and it takes 5 minutes and you get your LLC documents right away. Now, what do you get? You get a filing receipt and you get an articles of organization. Um, so you also need operating, what the hell? I can't think of this. Operating agreement. You need an operating agreement. That's simple. If anybody needs a template for an operating agreement, I can show it to you. But I know how it works in New York. There might be other requirements in other states. I don't know how every state law is. I know exactly what a New York State LLC needs. It's simple. It's easy. But where you operate or where you live are both irrelevant, right? A lot of major corporations are based in Delaware because of liability laws and things like that. My friend is a um, class action attorney. He's always flying to Delaware because there are so many cases that are handled there. A lot of these companies are not located in Delaware. Delaware is a really tiny state, and there's like 30 or 40% of all corporations are domiciled there. It's crazy. So, but you need to know that the state doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you live relative to the LLC you form, and it doesn't matter where you operate. What you do need to know is that in whatever state you're going to operate in, what are the legal documents that are going to be there? Do I get them all? Can I open a bank account in my state if I can? That you may want to speak to your bank about. Hey, can I open a bank account here for an LLC in Wyoming? Now I know that there are advantages in certain states about anonymity, right? I know people have this amazing fantasy about being anonymous. I'm going to own billions of dollars of real estate. No one's going to know who I am, and if anything happens, no one's going to have to sue me. The truth is usually not that simple, right? The truth is, who cares, right? Especially if the point of owning an LLC and operating business wise in an LLC is that the entity is limits your liability. It's called a limited liability company, limited liability corporation, limited liability company. So the point of it is that if you get sued, you're only limited to whatever's in that LLC. Now, if you're saying I'm going to have this massive conglomerate and massive company and everything's going to be in this LLC, then I'm afraid. So open more LLCs if you want for $200. It's simple. Now, maybe in other states it's even less. I don't know. For me, it was just simple. I'm in New York. I open LLCs in New York. I don't care. And I don't care. I'm the filer on these LLCs. Anybody can see that who I am. I don't care. And the office is my office address because I don't care. Because I'm not doing anything that I'm embarrassed about. And I just don't care. Have I gotten sued? in an LLC where I own the house because somebody slipped and fell in front? Sure. Here's the beauty of it. I sold that property well before I got sued, right? Before I got notice of the suit. So property's gone. LLC has zero assets, right? I tell the story a lot. Had a property in Valley Stream. Crazy story. We got approached by the owner. He was the owner. And he said that I got these people living in the house who are friends and I can't get them out. Bought the property at a discount, big discount. We evicted the people. They sued us for, I don't know what the hell for. And we sold the house while the suit was going on, or even before it started. I don't even remember when. But we sold the house, gone. And then I'm paying an attorney to defend this lawsuit. At some point, I stop and I go, wait a second. What happens if they get a judgment against the LLC? He goes, well, does the LLC have any assets? And I go, no, the LLC has no assets. He goes, then they can't collect. I said, please stop defending the lawsuit. I don't want to spend any more money on legal fees. Right? So that's the beauty of owning an LLC per property, because once you sell the property, there's really nothing they can come after. And I know we don't think of it this way, but the truth is almost all major litigation is based on what they can collect. So they're not going to come after an LLC with zero assets, right? The attorney is not going to bother litigating, right? And if somebody called me, that suit's still going on. I get notification of it. If an attorney ever called me, I'd go, I don't care what you do. Get a default judgment against the LLC. There are no assets in the LLC. I know I didn't do anything wrong, right? Now, if you really are doing things wrong, like the scumbag son of a bitch who I'm suing right now, that guy really fucked himself. He's going to get screwed. But if you don't do anything wrong, right? And I don't do anything wrong. I don't screw people over, right? I don't use list pendants as a club to hit over people's head to extort them. I'm not an extortionist, right? I'm not an asshole. If you're not an asshole and you're not doing anything that's malicious, then nobody's going to come after an LLC that has nothing, that has no assets, right? So it really doesn't matter. That's the basic answer is it doesn't matter where you file the LLC. And I'm going to say something that I know the person who sent me this question is not going to like. But if that's what you're worried about, it shows me a few things, right? And I get calls up with questions like this all the time. So don't think you're alone. If you're worried about what state you should file your LLC in, or you're worried about building a buyer's list before you have a deal, or you're worried about your business cards, and I don't want to make people feel bad because I get these questions all the time, and I don't make people feel bad, but I get calls maybe 10 times a week, and if somebody calls me up and goes, what's your buy box? Can I put you on my list of buyers? I'm a wholesaler. And I say, listen, I'm going to give you 5 minutes of free coaching. Don't make these calls. They're a huge waste of your time. Building a buyer's list before you have a deal is a waste of time, right? As the great Greg Helbeck says, it's mental masturbation, right? It's something that makes you feel good, but it's not what you really want to be doing. You're calling people up and saying, hey, if I can make you money, can I call you? 99 out of 100 are going to say yes, even if they'll never buy a property from you, ever. But I got them off a list. It doesn't mean anything, right? What's your buy box? In New York, no one's giving you a buy box, right? I have guys that I have sold dozens of houses to. Dozens. If I or anyone called them today and said, hey, what's your buy box? They would tell you, what does that mean? I buy anywhere, anything I can make money on. That's what they're going to say to you. So I tell them, you're wasting your time. You're trying to do what you think helps, but really you have to do the hard work, which is talking to sellers. That's really the whole gist of this. You have to talk to sellers. Talking to sellers is the whole business. Getting deals at a discount, locking up deals at a discount is the whole business. Everything else is just fluff. Finding buyers, easy. Getting attorneys, easy. Figuring out what state to file your LLC in, easy. All these things are simple. And buyers, and I have to look at financing, money, attorneys, all service providers, all these things flow to good deals. Find a good deal, all these things will come easy. Every minute you spend on doing pretty much anything other than learning from somebody who knows what they're talking about or talking to sellers is a waste of your time. People don't want to hear it, right? Because they don't want to talk to sellers. They don't want to get told to drop dead, right? And until you get told to drop dead, until you've been told to drop dead 100 times, it's going to feel, it hurts your ego. Someone I gave a job to who said it's soul crushing. I understand that. People telling you to drop dead. You have to get used to it and know that on a list of 10,000, there's one deal in there. It might take you 6 months, it might take you a year, it might take 18 months. But there's a big fat juicy deal in there for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 worth of profit in there. So that's the basic gist of it. It doesn't matter what state you file an LLC, and just make sure you have all the docs. So if you need to open a bank account or whatever. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways that can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com or learntoflipandwholesale.com. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching any media channel, please click the thumbs up. The likes really help the algorithm. A lot more people have been seeing my videos. And what else? What else? Oh, please, I post 5 times a week. I don't always know what to say. Please keep the comments coming with your questions. Any questions, fine. Does not have to be about the video you're watching. If it's a simple answer, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something I've covered recently, I'll send you a link to a video. If it's something I haven't covered in a long time or I've never covered, I'll do a brand new video on it. Thank you very, very much for watching.